Hello YouTube, and I'm Bushwick, and today we're going to honour a man that defined a generation, Malcolm-Jamal Warner, best known for Theo out of the Cosby Show. Now sadly, he passed away on July 20th, 2025 at just 54 years old. Now, he wasn't just an actor, he was a poet, a musician, a storyteller, as well as a podcaster. So today we're going to look back at his life and the legacy that he left behind with television, music, and movies. Born August 18th, 1970 in Jersey City, New Jersey. Malcolm-Jamal Warner was raised by his mother, Pamela, who also became his manager. He was named after two powerful figures, Malcolm X and a jazz pianist, Ahmad Jamal. And by age 12, he was already acting. In 1984, he landed the role of a lifetime, Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show. He reportedly got the role on the very last day of auditions. Theo wasn't just the funny younger brother, he was real. Kids saw themselves in him. In 1986, Warner was nominated for an Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy, making him one of the youngest actors ever to be nominated at the time. While Theo may have made him a household name, Warner's TV career did not stop there. He spent decades building a resume that was filled with range. In the late 90s, he co-starred with Eddie Griffin in Malcolm and Eddie, a buddy comedy that ran for 4 seasons. In Read Between the Lines, he played Dr. Alex Reed, tackling modern black family dynamics alongside Tracy Ellis Ross. He voiced the producer in The Magic School Bus, helping kids learn science with style. Later, he took on more dramatic roles. A.I. Cowlings in The People vs. O.J. Simpson, Amir on 911, and appearances in Suits, The Residents, and Grownish. Even when he wasn't the lead, Malcolm-Jamal Warner brought integrity to every role. Now let's talk about Malcolm's less more known but way more powerful work in film, especially in the 1995 HBO movie Tyson. In Tyson, Warner played Rory Holloway, a real-life friend and manager in Mike Tyson's inner circle. Though Michael Jai White portrayed Tyson, Warner brought emotional depth to the story. As Rory, he helped humanize the chaos around the boxer's life, offering a calm, loyal presence in Tyson's stormy journey. It wasn't flashy, but it was grounded, and that's what Malcolm did best. In Drop Zone, he joined Wesley Snipes for a high-octane skydiving thriller. In Fool's Gold, he brought comic timing to a romantic action adventure. And in The Restaurant and The List, he explored smaller indie dramas that leaned on his emotional range. And you can't forget that Malcolm wasn't just an actor, he was also a poet and a musician with soul. In 2015, he won a Grammy Award for the Best Traditional R&B Performance for Jesus' Children, alongside Robert Glasper and Lala Hathaway. He often performed spoken word and jazz-inspired music in intimate venues. In 2024, he launched the podcast Not All Hood, exploring the multi-dimensionally of black life from his words to his music. Warner used every medium he could to tell the meaningful stories. Now, from the news lines we hear, Malcolm accidentally tragically drowned on the 20th of July 2025 in Costa Rica. He got caught in a very nasty rip, and even though bystanders actually attempted to help him, they were unable to, and that's really sad to see, especially in Australia. And, you know, we're one of the biggest islands, and we get taught at a very young age, even in schools, about rips and waters and how dangerous they can be and what to do to try and get out of them. And it's very sad to see or to hear, because he was only 54 years old, and you know, that's probably just starting the end part of his life where he's about to retire and have some bit of more fun. But again, sad to hear, but it's also a little thing that we all should be aware of, is how dangerous rips are, especially in, you know, the ocean. Now, out of all the tributes that came in for Malcolm, I think one of my best ones that I've seen was from one of his co-stars, Angela Bassett from 911. And she, quoting her right now, said, "Words fail to describe the unimaginable grief. He was light, empathetic, and full of joy." Now, I've got to admit, that's pretty good for a co-star to come on and pop up a good tribute for you. Fans remembered him as Theo, but others knew him as a teacher, a poet, a friend. The NAACP, the King Center, and the countless public figures paid tribute to Warner meant to the culture. He grew up in front of us and stayed humbled, grounded, and driven to make a difference. Malcolm-Jamal Warner didn't just play roles, he lived with purpose. Yeah, to me, everyone, I feel that we've lost a real one now. Like, from The Cosby Show to Tyson, from his poetry and his music, we really lost a full package here. He made us laugh, he made us think, and he also made us feel. So yeah, my condolences to his family, and rest in peace, Malcolm. You gave the world more than what they've seen. Now, if you remember any of favourite shows or movies that Malcolm was in, drop it in the comments. And if this trivia actually meant something to you like it actually did to me, why don't you hit the like, subscribe button, share it with your friends who also may have watched Theo and grown up watching him, and let them check it out. Now, I'll catch you guys on the next one.